All right. I realize I should probably start recording here since this makes the most sense. But okay, so I'm basically making a quick video on kind of my setups that I've been like trying to look into in order to get past um, these golden blocks that break after each refight, because you can actually get onto the, I think it's the middle one, and then dash off, like dash through to get through it early instead of, to save a bit of time instead of waiting for it to go through, have all of them break. um, and yeah, I am basically just going to be explaining my setups. These aren't, uh, you can use them if you want, obviously. But I this is my setups, and I'm just wanted to share them just in case anybody was interested, because they do save time, and I think there's three of them that are consistent, and one of them, um, the post Spark Mantle one is weird because of the varying patterns in the varying patterns in the two strats that you use for the Spark Mantle refight. So that one's weird, but I will cover one pattern. Um, Anyways, so this is the post Sting Chameleon one. What I'm going to be looking at here is X's right foot. The end of his right foot basically is toe. And my setups for a lot of these are going to be walk to a certain place and then do a short hop and then do another short hop that's going to land on the block and then dash through. I personally walk until I reach my X's right toe reaches in this area, this like dark blue area, like the area, kind of the area in which like there's dots coming down. There's one right here and one right here. But it's like bordered by these two like black lines that. But whenever X's right toe reaches in this area, what I do is I do a short hop, like around that height, and then another short hop through the doors to get through. And this has been working for me pretty well. I'm gonna make a better save state. So I walk until here, hop, hop. Whoops. Whoops. I keep clipping my head on that, but anyways, yeah. So walk until my right toe reaches in that area, and do a two small hop, and then a hop onto the golden blocks. I'll do it a few more times. Whoops. I swear this room, like, is impossible for me to do. I keep... Oh, the missiles! The best strat, dude. Oh my goodness. Okay. 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 So, two patterns I'm going to be covering are the two fastest Spark Mantle patterns, which are the punch at the beginning and the spark. Spark, you saw me just do, where you jump over the spark. These are the two fastest patterns for Mandrill, if I recall correctly. There's not... I don't really have a consistent setup for the ice strat, because you're going to be ending up in multiple different places. Whereas the YOLO, the punch pattern and the spark for the YOLO huddle, you're going to end up in the same place. So I'm going to be covering those two patterns, and they just so happen to be the fastest patterns. So if you're going for a good Sig 3 gold and you want to get all these doors, hey, now you have a setup to get through these doors. So for the Spark one, I'm gonna be using sort of the same queue, but they're gonna be slightly different because you're slightly more forward for the punch. So what I'm looking at is X's right toe here, and I'm going to basically... So do you see this very small gray triangle? This is a gray right triangle right around here. X's right foot is now covering it. It's under this, like, I guess jagged slope here that goes, like, up. It's right here. Like, X's right toe is right next to it. It just basically adjacent to it now. I'm basically going to walk to here, and then I'm going to do my 2 hops. So you're basically only walking for a few frames and then jumping through to do your... Oops. You're basically only walking for a few frames. But it's also useful to use that visual cue because, hey, that visual cue is actually going to be very similar for the punch. So, basically, let me load a save. Goodness. Load save state. I'm going to look for the punch pattern now. Okay. That's the punch pattern. You're going to end up in the same place. You're kind of in the same place. In this case, you're going to walk until your right toe's around like the middle of it, or just inside of it. Then do your 2 hops like this to get through. So, 2 very similar setups, thankfully. But these are the only ones I'm really have a setup for, because, again, you're in varying positions based on the strat you do, the pattern you get. But those 2 are consistent positions. And I also can't do the fish room all of a sudden. That's why I shoot the spark there, just in case something, like, disastrous happens to me. Okay, so, Octohotto. Well, so you move a bit forward for this fight, but you should end up around in the same position. This setup's a little different, because you're not going to do 2 hops, you're going to do 1 hop. But I kind of find this to be the easier one. So basically, because the visual cue is kind of a bit easier to see. So, okay. You see how there's these 2 green lines, right here and right here. And in the middle, there's this little area. There's this... So, whenever X's right toe reaches the end of this, I'll do a short hop. And then I'll pretty much land on the golden blocks and get through. I find this one to be really satisfying to get. Oops. Okay, there we go. So once X's toe reaches the end of that area, then I do a short hop and then get through to it. Okay, whoops, one more. Okay, nice. There is one last one that I need to cover, which is the Mammoth one. And this one is weird, because you're not using the right toe as the visual cue. Well, I don't, anyways. Whoops. It's so much harder to tell. I don't know why, but it's harder for me. It's harder to tell when Mammoth is gonna jump without the music. But anyways. Okay, so visual cue is kind of easy for this one. So you see this gray rectangle in the background? So basically, you're going to be holding left as soon as the fight's over. And once his X's entire, pretty much his entire, almost his entire body reaches past it, that's when I'm going to jump towards the golden blocks and try and dash through. I guess you can use his toe if, like, that's the only thing touching it pretty much, but once he reaches past that point, that's when I jump. And dash. This might be the easiest one, honestly. Anyways, so that's all 4 doors. I hope that helps. I hope to see. Yeah, I'm probably gonna start trying harder to get through these doors and runs now that I've like looked into like having a setup for all of them, because they're honestly really satisfying to get through, and they do save time. So, hey, that's something. But anyways, hope this helps. Go have fun. Good luck on the speed.